And we're still... Oh. Check 1, check 2.
Tell me if you can hear me now.
Let us know, chat. Chat, 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 chat. Chat, 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 chat. Chat, chat. Chat. Okay, we have sound.
Yay, sound. Okay.
Welcome, folks.
Yeah, for those of you just joining us, I'm the standard Tuesday night host. Standard as in the regular, not the
Format.
terrible card format. I'm joined by Kyle Kepi this week. I will give you silence when you're dead, Adam Olds. Not before. So this Kira, the Great Glass Spinner, is going to represent a pretty substantial threat. Just being a 2-2, but pretty much blanks all of Victor's spot removal.
Yeah, there's nothing that Victor can really do against Kira's bubble effect except for just waste 2 cards, I think. Jund has access to Abrupt Decay, which is real hot against Akira. But,
oh, sure.
Check. Yeah. And choosing this match for the night, to start off the night with, I was really excited to see Merfolk just kind of get the Grixis Shadow opponent. Oh. Whoa, wait, are we doing?
I think we're doing that in response.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, that's still got to feel good, wasting a Terminate on a Silvergill Adept.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he got to attack with it, which is probably a mistake.
Yeah, probably a mistake. Probably just some sequencing there.
Yeah, I don't know why you would play your Kira first. You're perfectly fine with the removal spell going to Silvergill Adept. Actually, playing the Kira doesn't do anything here. So Silvergill Adept hits the yard. Gurmag Angler hits the yard for Victor.
Not hitting yard, hitting play.
Hitting play,
Much
sorry.
worse for Calvin.
A little bit worse for Calvin. Got to keep his Serum Visions in there. That's the most important card in Victor's deck.
So
we'll forego the second land as long as we get the second Serum Visions.
Serum Visions better than a land.
Clearly.
I think that's easy.
Easy peasy. Would you keep a hand with 4 Serum Visions and no land?
Yeah, because once you get that first land, you're just going to town.
You're just drawing and scrying all day long.
So let's see what threats that Calvin has to follow up this Kira.
Yeah, this is a pretty non-standard board development from Merfolk.
Yeah. And
he's not presenting any kind of a clock.
Well, he has a clock. He has a 2/2 flyer.
Sure.
I think, interestingly, the Kira just not getting pumped up with the Lords is going to be kind of problematic in terms of turning the corner really quick. There's a Curse Catcher.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of chumping here. It's no problem.
I think we have time here.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to chump yet, but that's clearly the role that this Curse Catcher is going to be assigned.
You say chump. I say swing as a 3/3.
Yeah, if we can develop the board with 2 Lords next turn, then heck yeah, I'm swinging.
Yeah. With a Lord, the Kira, the Curse Catcher, and the Mutavault swinging next turn, Calvin could be representing at least 7.
Oh, sure.
Spreading Seas less good against Grixis Shadow than it is against Jund Shadow.
Oh, absolutely. But still good. I mean,
still good. No.
Turning off his red mana is a big deal.
Yeah, and kind of bottlenecking him on black mana with the Kira in play.
Mm-hmm.
A 1/1 Shadow.
That is the one thing I haven't done in Modern that I've always wanted to do, is Fiery Justice, a Shadows player.
Fiery Justice is big game.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to ever play a deck that Fiery Justice would be castable in.
Totally reasonable. But right now, Fiery Justice, you're a Gurmag Angler. you gain 5, kill your Death Shadow. Pretty sick.
It would be good.
Clearly not something that Victor has to worry about right now, or maybe ever.
Calvin with an island.
Definitely opens up some opportunities here for multiple lords coming down.
Yeah, there's multiple lords. Multiple lords that'll pretty much stick with the Kira in play. They're not going to go anywhere. And so far as Victor's just kind of stuck on one black mana with the Spreading Seas on his Blood Crypt.
He's thinking about firing up his Moonvault now, which tells me that there's no lord.
No lord. I seen a Boro, and that's really about it.
Little bit flooded in here from Calvin, but he's got, what, 5 cards in hand, 4 cards in hand? He's got to have some kind of action here.
Yeah. So he does have a lord. He has a Lord of Atlantis, I believe. Or, that's a Pearl Trident. Oh. A Regery. Yeah.
Yeah, we're Regen.
Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Lord of Atlantis trigger.
So we've untapped an island.
We have to be able to cast something with that island, right? Or we would just tap the Death Shadow.
That would make much more sense.
Well, is the Lord giving him Island Walk? I don't remember what this Lord, the Pearl Trident, does he do Island Walk?
Lord of Atlantis does. I don't know about Lord of the Pearl Trident. Why are we not attacking with the Kira, of all things?
She's got flying.
Yeah. Well, that was a strange attack.
Yeah, the Pearl Trident gives him Island Walk.
Okay. So, he's representing lethal right now.
Yeah, I guess maybe the Kira just doesn't accelerate his clock any because he has the Mutavault.
Right, he doesn't even need to attack with the Kira or the Mutavault to kill him next turn.
Yeah, but it's not like you're going to chump block with the Kira.
I would hope not.
I honestly think that he just has... Okay, well, I take that back. I was going to say if Victor didn't have a second source of black mana, he just had him dead to rights. But now he can push, snap, push, block with the Snapcaster.
That is true. But then Calvin, playing blue, has the opportunity to interact with the second push. If that's the route that Victor decides to take, and it kind of puts him all in.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Calvin had main deck interactions to the push. He has the Curse Catcher on board.
Right.
But that's also lose an attacker, and then also he can just pay for it.
Oh, can he?
Oh, I guess he can't. No. Not if he has to push this turn as well. Oh, okay.
And then he's just dead on the swingback still.
Yeah. Well, I think he has to do that. I want him to do that mid-combat to be able to get that Snapcaster kind of surprise block and surprise you lose your Island Walk.
Oh, we've got Liliana.
That Lily feels miserable. Because she just eats a Curse Catcher?
I'd probably eat a Mutavault if you've got the 1 mana open.
Mutavault's a 4/4.
That's true, but he's dead on board right here, and it gives you all of your mana for interaction next turn if you've got interaction.
Yeah.
Curse Catcher it is.
Honestly, maybe Kira is the play.
You don't want to do that because it turns on his other removal.
He only has a blue man up.
Oh, that's true.
Unless he's going to, Vapor Snag you. I think he just has them 18 different ways. Victor faking as if he might block next turn.
Maybe his opponent doesn't realize. Oh, Victor's at 8. Even worse for him. Just turning creatures sideways is game.
I don't think there's anything Victor can actually do to be a show of strength in the face of what Calvin has. Don't slow roll us, Calvin. Just jam him. Play a second Lord here. Oh. We don't have to tap anything. Yeah, we don't have to tap anything now. We have Island Walk. Pick 'em up.
That'll do it. Yeah, a little bit of a slow roll there, but that's how we drew it up.
A little bit of slow roll on Calvin's part and Victor's part. Victor slow rolled us on the scoop.
Yeah, I think Victor was kind of playing to his out of not realizing, or of Calvin not realizing that his creatures had Island Walk and Victor had an island, although that's a stretch for a Merfolk player to not realize his creature has an
I think he did. I think he just played around any kind of possible, I don't know. You just don't want to get blown out by something you didn't think of.
Right.
As someone who's been blown out by things I didn't think of, it never feels good.
I always love getting blown out by things that I couldn't think of. Like if somebody plays something against me, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that's a card. That's just, I can understand why it would be a feel bad moment, but for me, it's just like, oh man, that's sweet.
It's not that I forgot that it was a card. It's more often not that I forgot that you play that.
To our spotter out there, the person running the stream, if you could change the commentators' names. I'm not saying that Mark Antlicker is not a handsome person, a handsome man.
It's just not you.
It's just not me.
And I'm no Mario Cabari.
You are no Mario Cabari. And
good sir.
He is no Kyle Cappy. That is for certain.
Just want proper representation, you know?
Exactly. We want everybody to know what's going on. We don't want anybody to be confused. So last week, or a couple weeks ago, this Dovahkiin Beast guy was asking about ways to get into Magic, and we recommended that he go to F&M at a local store. And he did, and he had a blast.
He had a blast.
One blast was had. Main weakness right now is just being unfamiliar with any set before Kaladesh, because that's when he started playing. Well, don't worry about it. In like 2 months, you won't have to worry about any of those sets anymore.
They're gone.
We're rotating. Just for you.
Just for you. So yeah. We'll go back to Kaladesh. Kaladesh will be the start?
Kaladesh is the start.
Yeah, Kaladesh, Amonkhet, and then Ixalan coming up.
Right.
Down the pipeline.
So you're going to have vehicles, mummies, and dinosaurs.
Vehicles, mummies, and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Just the way we drew it up.
Just the way we drew it up. That's what I call playing out of the pocket.
Playing out of the pocket. So post board, I imagine that Victor's going to be bringing in just more removal.
Yeah, any removal he can get his hands on.
Maybe a sweeper.
If he's got it. I mean, some of these Grixis Shadows deck don't run them anymore.
I think he might have like an engineered explosives, maybe.
Oh sure, yeah. EE would be a good one.
I often don't love EE out of mid-range decks, but just all the Merfolk being 2-mana idiots makes EE just kind of choice.
I like EE. It's a little more precision, and it definitely has its drawbacks. Like when they play a wide array of converted mana costs, it's pretty tough to draw an EE, but there are some times when you just get an EE for 1 and it's a Plague Wind and you win the game.
Of course. I imagine Calvin is just kind of boarding in. I don't even know.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Probably like some negates or something like that. Not necessarily negate, but
maybe dismember.
I don't even know if you want that. Like, he could have a turn 2 Tasigur, which is obviously bad for you, but even like a turn 3 or 4 Tasigur is probably just too slow.
On the draw, I could imagine wanting to dismember more than on the play.
That's true.
Just kind of being able to eat their turn 2 with your turn 1 mana.
Maybe boarded in some mountains and blood moons.
Ooh. Wasn't there a Merfolk Blood Moon list going around?
There was at one point.
That seems bad.
Doesn't seem good, I'll tell you that.
Not good. Oh, okay.
This is solid.
We are A-okay, guys. Victor pulling a little Kent Catter action here.
Just a little Kent Catter action.
It was a little Kent Catter action. It's fine.
Yeah, it's totally reasonable. Novakin, if you're unfamiliar with the standard meta, join us tomorrow where we'll have standard streaming all night.
With the hot Jason Morgan.
Jason Morgan?
Yeah.
Are you guys doing standard tomorrow?
I'm not, but...
Is it just Jason Morgan?
I think he's been doing it with Rob Meadows.
Okay.
I think. I'm not positive. I've been playing some Modern on my Wednesday nights.
Gotcha. Where you play Modern at? Here? Just testing?
No, Two-Headed down in Alexandria.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's cool. I would never be able to make it down there in time for...
Well, the beauty of living in the city.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I live close enough to it that I can make it out there in like 20 minutes, but working up here would be a nightmare.
Yeah. So... Victor's Thought Scoured. He's drawn off the Street Wraith. And I think he set himself up for a turn 2 Angler here.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough for a turn 2 Angler. Yes, he does. He has 7. So even in the face of a turn 1 Relic. There it is.
That feels bad.
Yeah, even had all these relics.
So Calvin's put on the back foot pretty quickly here.
Maybe we could play like Harbinger of the Tides and bounce that. Is that what that card is?
Yeah, Harbinger of the Tides would be pretty good. Harbinger of the Tides actually just lines up really well against all the Delph threats.
Yeah, it's a very solid card in this metagame. Double Island. Let's see if we can have a turn 2 play this turn, or this game. Oh, just the double Curse Catcher.
Double Curse Catching.
This is actually a really strong play if his hand is full of lords.
Yeah, because Victor's going to want to try to push here, but if Calvin just follows up with a Regery, he could be taking a chunk out of Victor's life. Oh.
Thoughtseize.
I think Victor just missequenced. I'm always a big fan of Inquisition prior to the Thoughtseize.
I agree. So you don't have to use the Thoughtseize if they don't have anything that's particularly threatening.
Yeah, and you're not going to lose your life, and I don't know.
No third land here from Calvin, which is interesting. Also, no lords. I don't know what that second card is.
Spreading Seas. I think it's the Regery. It might be some kind of promo Regery.
Okay.
The art seemed a little different than what I was familiar with.
So then the Regery is definitely the pick here. Oh no, the Spreading Seas. Okay.
Victor, once bitten, twice shy, has the IOK anyways.
Taking... Gotta imagine it's the Regery. I don't think the Cure
it has to be the Regery.
A real threat here.
I honestly don't know the world in which we don't take the Master Waves. I feel like you just take the Master Waves and the Regery, and Calvin never presents a real threat, and you just push with your 5/5.
Yeah, that seems totally reasonable. I can see Calvin trying to race here if he draws a land and just try to stay alive until he can play this Master Waves and just chump block for days.
Oh.
Lord off the top.
Had all these.
That's how we drew it up. That's why we
push
played
for 4,
12
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, now Victor can't even
Victor can't attack. Even if he has a removal spell for this Lord, another Lord off the top, and he's just dead.
Yeah, he has the Terminate in hand.
So, I mean, he could definitely terminate a Lord, but attacking here is just not in the cards.
Hey, you'd go to 2. It's not the end of the world, but...
It's pretty much the end of the world.
When he has 2 attackers, yeah.
Yeah. And you're only taking Calvin to 10? Like, if you're taking Calvin to 5, you can force, like, a situation where he can't attack because then you'll attack. But only taking him to 10, not going to cut it, especially since you don't have 4 lands to cast your Hidetsugu second, right?
We're going to ignore that. So what Victor has in front of him is he looks like he has the opportunity to terminate mid-combat and eat a Curse Catcher that would have Island Walk.
Correct. Assuming Calvin does not draw a land, because this is the time to play a pre-combat Kira if ever there was a time.
Yep. Seems great.
Victor does not want to terminate here because then it's just going to eat a Curse Catcher. And that ain't good.
Oh, well, maybe he's just going to always eat a Curse Catcher. And he's actually just dead.
Well, so if he wouldn't be
okay,
dead,
yeah, then yeah.
But if he does it pre-combat or in the middle of combat before blockers, then he can force the Curse Catcher, survive it too.
Well, Victor doesn't know how his cards work, so
I guess he's just gonna attack.
I guess he's just gonna die.
Well, he doesn't really have. He's just very dead. Like he doesn't have a choice here.
Yeah. So we've already kind of pointed out that, like, yeah,
he doesn't.
It's never gonna block.
Lines. Right.
With the Curse Catcher and the Kira, getting them from both ends. And we're dead. That just means he's dead, right?
Presumably.
He's just dead. His hand is terminate, Snapcaster, Thoughtseize.
Then yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Unless one of those cards is a different card.
All right, folks. So,
he could be trying to bluff a Fatal Push here.
But we've already talked about how the removal spell just does not matter to Calvin.
Right, but if he attacks with all 3 creatures and Victor has the Fatal Push for the Pearl Trident and eats instead a Curse Catcher, he takes 4, goes to 2, and has lethal on the swing back, assuming Calvin has nothing. So maybe, I mean, that's his out, is to make Calvin think that he has...
The push.
The push.
Okay.
Calvin drew the land, so he does have Kira. In this instance, I would definitely play it pre-combat.
So pre-combat, it draws out the removal spell.
If he has one.
He doesn't have one, and then it just... Okay. What else are you going to do with that mana, Calvin? Just cast it.
Well, he got burned casting it pre-combat last time.
But
this time is different because he has Curse Catchers.
Yeah. But I think last time it was more about the fact that Victor had to use the mana efficiently.
Right.
Where now it's actually... You're just safe. Oh, no, attack with...
Wow. Wow. Is Pearl Trident other?
It's other. It must be other. Okay, well, we're idiots. Man.
I'm going to pull this up to see. Yeah, other Merfolk.
Other Merfolk. Well.
So he himself is not Island Walk. But
shit. Yeah.
We're still here.
We still got lethal. Okay. Man, I was really ready just to roast.
Curse Catcher is a 1/1 Merfolk that you can sack to counter target instant or sorcery spell unless they pay 1. Pretty solid. It being a Merfolk that costs 1 is the real relevant fact about this creature, but the counter ability does come into play somewhat often. So now we just block the Death Shadow with the Kira.
Yeah. And then
we'll take 5.
Any kind of removal we can curse catch.
Yeah, if he's even got one. We don't even need to. We could just attack with our curse catchers if he terminates our guy.
I think I'd rather trade a curse catcher for...
Yeah, I'm just saying it's lethal either way.
Yeah.
What was his draw? A
Thoughtseize.
He drew a Tassiger.
Oh, we drew a Tassiger?
Which is totally irrelevant.
Yeah, it's a 6 mana.
Wow, blocking with the Pearl Trident. I guess the Kira does represent a flyer here.
Yeah, it's flying 2 damage regardless, yeah. And she's protected.
Right.
He's got to have push for her, and he has to trigger Revolt at the same time.
And even if he did, we still have these curse catchers.
Yeah. Okay, so Kira's the right one to keep around then.
I guess a Collective Brutality would have been bad there. No, he's still dead. Because he can just counter it with a curse catcher.
Yeah.
Reedry. NBD. Still had all these Regies.
Okay, well.
That'll do it.
I was a little hasty with my pronouncement that Victor was dead on board.
He was basically dead on board.
He was dead to rights.
Yeah, we were too wide for him to interact meaningfully with his spot removal. And then the Kira came down, and that was basically the nail in the coffin there for Victor. But that's how these matches play out. If you've got a Grixis Shadow meta,
fish them.
Yeah, board on your fish. Let's go, buddy.
Fish them out.
Fish them out. Fish has got to be pretty cheap right now, too. Moonivolts are probably like 20.
20. Those might be the kind of vials are still going to be $40 a pop.
Yeah, vials are expensive, but you shouldn't feel bad buying vials.
No. And, yeah.
You don't really need them.
I was wondering, do you need them? They're really good.
They're extraordinary, and I wouldn't play it in like a very competitive environment without them. But if you're just going to F&M and it's an F&M full of Grixis Shadows and you want to spike it, whatever.
If you're just playing in Cincinnati where everybody's playing Jund,
yeah,
you're going to be boarding all those vials out anyways.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Come at them pre-boarded.
Yeah, exactly. More spreading seas, less vials. Here we go.
All right, folks.
Well, we'll be back in about 20 minutes for exciting round 2. We'll pick a good one for you. Maybe not so one-sided. This was a little one-sided, I guess.
Yeah, but it was Victor getting crushed.
That's true. All right.
It was diversity.
Yeah, we'll bring more people that you don't like being crushed in round 2. Apparently Moonvolt's only 10.